All right, good morning and welcome to just Daf It, Daf Yomi Shir, led by the one and only Ben Sion Lang. Here in Israel, Judean Hills, Israel, we'll be discussing today Daf Lamed Ches number 38, talking about the halachas of Yerusha and Makom Safek, and mainly to deal with this concept of Ein Safek Motzim De Vadai. A Safek claim doesn't beat a Vadai claim. There's a little confusion over here in the definition of Vadai. What does exactly Vadai mean? We'll be discussing that with that in Ian of Ben Sion, discussing what is Vadai. What does the Vadai mean? Is it just a regular way of saying Hamotzi Michavero Alav Haraya? If you want to be motzing money from your friend and you don't have a conclusive proof, it's a suffix proof. That's not good enough. You have to bring a definitive proof. We're going to get into that with Ian Ben Sion. Let's just start the daf today. Obviously, a little hairy and rushed because it's almost close to Pesach. We're getting new chairs today for the living room, for the dining room. So the guy called me 20 minutes ago. He didn't call me like 10 minutes ago. He says coming in 20 minutes. I don't know how much time I have here. Let's get started. Gemara says, we discussed yesterday a case. Let's read it in the Gemara, just to get back into the Gemara. So about 10 lines from the bottom, Lamed Zayin Amud Beis, it says, Safik b'nei Yavam shabo lachal v'nichsei Yavam, the boss of the Palag Yavam v'nichsei Misna. Right, we discussed the case where there's Safik. We don't know. We're talking about the Safik. We don't know if he's the son of the Yavam or he's the son of the deceased brother. We don't know. So now, what happened was, the first case we talked about is that the Yavam and the Safik. Safik claims he's the son of the first brother, and the Yavam claims he's his son. He's the son of the Safik is my son. In which case, the Yavam gets full possession, and the Safik claims he's the son of the deceased brother, so he gets full possession. So it's Maman Mudabal Safik. Okay, no one has a way of knowing who gets the money, so we split it in half. That's the halacha. What about the case? The Gemara says, let's say already it happened. This is exactly what played out. The Yavam declared that he was the son of the deceased brother, and he got half. That would happen. They got half. The Yom got half, and the Safek got half. Now he wants to bring it up to court again. He wants to bring it to the Court of Appeals. And what does he sign it now? He says, Safek when Yom Shabbat Lach v'nichsei Yavam, the boss of the Palag Yavam v'nichsei Misna. Already happened in the first division. They each got half. Yavam got half, and the Safek got half. And now, who dies? The Yavam dies. The Yavam dies, leaving over children. So now the guy, the Safek, has a new claim. What does he want to say? Now he's claiming, no, I'm not the son of the deceased brother. I'm the son of the Yavam. I'm one of your brothers, so I get a portion of the Yavam's estate. So the reason why he's doing this is because the estate of the Yavam is obviously a larger estate, and he wants to be part of that Yerusha. So Bnei Yavam Amri, I see Radach Vana, I have a shkol. They say, bring a proof that you're a brother. Amar Lu Safik, Manav Shaykh. I don't have to bring a proof. Yeah, if I'm really your brother, Havoli Mantabadai, give me the portion with you. I'll return. Obviously, he's gonna if he's admitting that he's the brother, he's the son of the Yavam, so therefore he'd have to return the half that he took, claiming he was the son of the deceased brother. But he doesn't mind doing that because the Yavam was a wealthy guy, so he'll return that and he'll get a third of the portion of the Yavam's Yerusha, which is a lot. If I'm the son of the dead person, Havuli Palga, the Palga Vuchun, Bahadai. If I'm the son of the deceased brother, so then we have to go back to the original case, right? So if you're admitting to me that I'm really the brother, so then who got the Yerusha anyway from the Yavam wasn't entitled to any of the portion of the deceased brother. It's really my portion. Instead of him getting half and I get half, I should get the whole thing. Give me the whole thing. Rabbi Abba Amar Rav Kamdina. Rava says, no, the case is already settled. He can't make this claim. Rabbi Yirmiyah Hadar Dina says you could go back, you could reverse the original case. He has a claim. Here's the new Gemara. Say the machlokas between Rabbi Abba and Rabbi Yirmiyah centered around the Tanayik Machlokas, the end of Ksubos. Someone goes overseas. He went to Bermuda. I don't know to go on vacation. And then he comes back to New York. Not to New York. He goes back to Iowa and Idaho, and he's missing his field. He lost the path to get to his field. He forgot where it is. Admon Omar, because the properties around there were sold. Admon Omar Yelech B'Ksara. Admon says he has a right to say, "I'll take the shortest path. Whoever field it goes, whoever the shortest path from the outside, from the street to my house, I'll take it. I get to walk for free in your land." He says he has to pay high money for it. Mayone is just an exaggeration. He has to pay as much as it costs. They'll give him the path, or he has to fly in the air. It's the interesting halakha in this Gemara that you do not control the skies over your property. Even though you own your property, it doesn't mean you have right to the air over your property. So therefore, if you could fly in a jet plane and get to your or a jetpack and get to your property, as you're gonna have to do. Havinaba, we said, what's the Rabbanan Shabrak Admon? What is Rabbanan's Taina? Admon says very good. It used to belong to him, so just because other people bought the field around him, he loses it. We're talking about where 4 people bought property around on the 4 sides of his property. So each one, you go to each person and say, "Oh no, my path is in your field." You can't say that, because he can push you off and say, "No, maybe it's a suffix. Maybe it's in your other person's field." So then, where's the Hacham with Hamad? If 4 people, what's the reason of Admon? Each person can push him off. If 4 people came, bought the field from 4 other owners, or 4 people bought it from one owner, one person owned all the land, and 4 different people bought it. Everyone agrees that each person can push him off. There were 4 people that owned the land, and one person in the 4 sides of his house or his property, and one person now bought it. He can't push it. One person can't push him away. He for sure has his path in his field. My path is in your field. I'm going to have a way of saying that if you're quiet, be quiet and just pay me the money, or go buy a plane and get to your field. If you don't want to comply with this, I'll return the sale to the original owner. And there'll be 4 pieces of property around your property, and you're not going to be able to say anything because they'll push you away. There's 4 people. Rabbi Abba, who says that we say that the din stays in his place, stays like Rabban. And Rabbi Yirmiyah, who says that the din goes back, would say like Admon over here. What do the Rabbanan say? The Rabbanan say, right, that it didn't stay in its place. And Admon says, Hadar Dina, then goes back, like Admon would say over here. Amal Chariyaba says, Ana da Amri afilu ka Admon. Riyah says, no, I could agree with Admon. I can look Amar Admon Hasam. Admon only says over there that he says, I get the field. El Mishum. The Amarle, what do the Rabbanan say? The Rabbanan say, Admon gets the goat in the field. And the Chachamim say, the din says, Kam Dina. So Riyah says, Admon. I can say even like Admon. Admon says that he would get to go in the shortest path. The reason Admon says that we go back to the original way it was settled, and he can get his path back. He says that at least for sure, for sure, my property is by you. But here, there's no way of saying that. You can't say for sure that it belongs to him. Rabbi Yirmiyah would say, no, I could even agree with the Rabbanan over there. I'd come like Rabbanan Hasam El Mishum Amarle Isha Tak Shatak. Below Mahadran Ashtara Marayu. There he has a way out. He could say, if you want to be quiet, and go pay for the path, or go fly in there. I'm not giving you the path, because he has a way out. And you're not going to be able to get anything. There's no way of saying that over here. So therefore, Rabbi Yirmiyah would say, that the Rabbanan would agree over here, that we'd say Hadar Dina, and it would go back to the original ruling. Safik v'yavam, a new case. Safik yavam shabal lachla b'nichse saba. A Safik and a Yavam. Safik, again, we don't know who he's a son of. He's the son of the deceased brother, the son of the Yavam. Safik and the Yavam shabal lachla b'nichse saba. Now they want to, who died? The grandfather died. Right? The grandfather died. Which is the grandfather of the kids, but their father. Safik Amar Hagavra Bar Misnu. Safik, right? Safik is the grandchild. The Yavam is one of the children of the grandfather. Safik Amar Hagavra Bar Misnu. He says, I am the child of the deceased brother. Upalga Didihu. And a half I get. Right? Because I would be the inheritor through the grave of my deceased father. Yavam Amar Akbrai Didiat. You're my son. You have nothing here. Safik. The Yavam is a Vadai because he at least can claim half. For sure, half belongs to him. The grandfather died. He's one of the sons. He can claim half for sure. Safik, even on half, he's not even sure. I mean, Safik, most of them, they Vadai. Safik can't beat a Vadai. Let's explore why this is. Really, on half of them, they agree. He gets half. On the other half, it's a Machlokas. So why don't we say that the second half is Mon Mutab Safik and Cholkin? So you should get 1/4. So one brother should get 3/4. One brother should get, the son of the Yavam, or the Safik, should get 1/4. Why don't we say that? That's part of the question. A new case. Safik ubnei Yavam shabal lachim b'nichsei saba. Now you have a Safik and not two sets of grandsons, the children of the Yavam, and the Safik, who is either a brother of these bnei Yavam, or he's another grandchild from the deceased brother. Shabal lachim b'nichsei saba. Safik amaru gavra bar misnu. He says, I'm the child of the deceased brother. I get half. You're only our brother, and you get to split it. Let's say with 3 brothers, you get to split it 1/3 each. So he, the Safik admits that at least they get half. So they get half. Tilsa the kamodule shakal. So he gets. So 3/6 goes to the Safik, the bnei Yavam. Right, and 2/6 or 1/3 would go to the Safik, because Mimanav Shach, he gets either a third, he gets a third. Pashal Danko, we're left with 1/6. That 1/6 we're left in Safik, and therefore they split the 1/6. Safik v'Yavam v'nichsei saba, Safik v'nichsei Yavam. Let's say these last 2 cases are a case where the Saba and the Yavam, who died? The Safik died. The Safik died. The Safik is not sure who he's the father. He's the son of his brother, the son of the Yavam. And the Saba and the grandfather and the Yavam want to inherit, right? So each one, the Saba claims, the grandfather claims that this Safik was the son of the deceased brother, not the son of the. If it's the son of the Yavam gets the whole thing. If the son is the Safik, if the Safik is the son of the deceased brother, so therefore that means he had a son. And therefore the Safik would be the grandfather, the father and the grandfather would inherit before the brother. So they inherit before the brother, so therefore he would be entitled to the whole thing. He would have been entitled to the whole thing if he was really the son of the deceased brother. That's what the Saba is claiming. So therefore, or the last case, Saba v'Safik b'nichsei Yavam, the grandfather and the Safik are arguing about the nichsei Yavam. The Yavam died. Again, the Saba claims, right? The Safik claims that he is the son of the deceased brother, and the Saba claims no, he's the son of the Yavam, So therefore, the grandfather would inherit. The Saba claims that he's the son of the Yavam. He's the son of the dead person, right? Of the deceased brother. Therefore, you get nothing. Therefore, right? Saba v'Safik b'nichsei Yavam. The grandfather claims the Safik is the son of the deceased brother. So therefore, and who died? The Yavam died. So it would be the nephew inheriting, or the grandfather or father. The father would inherit. And the suffix says, no, we're the sons of the Yevamos, therefore we can inherit first, and we inherit totally by ourselves. In that case also, Imam with the suffix v'cholka, and they both have equal suffix claims. They both claim the whole thing, and it's exactly a suffix. Who is it? So therefore, we split it evenly. The Mishnah, a woman, she's waiting yibum, right? She's waiting yibum. So nafula nechasim. What happens? Right? The husband, the brother died. He didn't do yibum yet, right? He didn't do chalitza or yibum, and now she got a yerusha from her father. She got a matana, a present. She's allowed to sell that property. She's not really in her father's rishus, and she's not really in the Yevamos' rishus. She could sell that property, and it's a good sale. Mesa, she gets to keep the money. Mesa, let's say she dies in this status of Zika. Mayasa b'ksuvasa. What do you do with the ksuba? The ksuba, she gets the ksuba from her deceased deceased husband's estate. Ksuvasa refers to the matayim or the mana for the ksuba, the basic ksuba. Plus, it refers to the Sefas Ksuba, extra money you add for the Ksuba. Plus, it refers to Nichses on Barzal, which is money value. When she got married to the first husband, its valuables are possessions that were appraised, and she gets to keep the value of those possessions. And the husband gets to use them and do whatever he wants with it. The value goes up, the stocks go higher, he gets to keep it. If they go lower, he gets to keep, he loses. But she gets, that's written in her Ksuba. She gets promised to be paid back the appraised value. Nechasim and Nichnasim Yosimim, that's supposed to Nichse Maluk, which the woman decides that she wants to give it to her husband. She give the goof to her husband, and the Baal eats payros. She keeps it in her possession, and the Baal eats payros. So therefore, if it goes up or it goes down, so she loses it. It's in her possession. It's not part of the ksuba. Ksuba really is part of it's transferred already to the husband, the possessions. It keeps her, the Baal ochal payros, she keeps it, the Baal eats payros, and therefore even if it goes up or goes down, it's in her rishus, it goes up or down. He doesn't lose anything, the husband, she does. The ksuba anyway is a combination of the ikr ksuba, the seves ksuba, and nichnason barzal. And nichnasim yotzimo, that's nichsei molog. So, Mayasa b'ksuvasa, may she dies in this position. Mayasa b'ksuvasa, nichnasim yotzimo. B'shamay omrim, Yachloku Yorshia Balam Yorshia Av. Beit Shammai says that they split it. Yorshia Baal refers to the Yavam. The Yavam, or the person awaiting Yibam, or that's what it, the Yavam. Or Yorshia Av, her family's inheritors, her father would inherit. Beit Omrim Nechasim B'chazkasim, you divide it a different way. Ksuva B'chazkas Yorshia Baal. The Ksuva is chazaka, it remains, right, the brother is potentially inheriting his deceased brother's estate, so therefore anything in the ksuva goes to the Yorshei Abal. Those really belong to her the entire time, so therefore they go back to her family's inheritors. Kansa, once he actually does yibum, she's his wife for everything, provided that ksuva has a lien on her original husband's estate. So the Gemara says, "Maishna reisha de lo pligi, maishna sefer the pligi." What's the difference in the reisha where it says if she's living, the reisha is on where she's living, that she has complete control, she can sell whatever she wants, and the sefer where we talk about where she actually dies, then it's actually a suffix. We have to divide it evenly, and it's different. Machlos b'dim shammai is how to divide it, but you divide it. So it seems from the reisha that she has complete control, and therefore if she would die, it would be in rishus ha'av, not rishus ha'bal. Amar Ula Reisha the Naflak Shi Arusa. The Reisha is talking about where it fell to her when she's in Arusa. The Sefer the Naflak Shi Nesua. The Reisha is talking about different cases when she's Shemeres Yavam, but she was only Arusa. She was only betrothed. She was only Mikudeshes to her deceased brother, the brother who died, and he died before they got married. Sefer the Naflak Shi Nesua. Sefer is talking about where he already became her husband, the deceased brother, and then he died. Samar Ula Zika Sarusa Sasavik Arusa. Ula holds that Zika, now that's created of an Arusa, makes you a suffix Arusa. We'll see what that means in a second. Top of Lamed Chemed base. Zika Chesua also suffix Nesua. The Zika of a Nesua, of a married woman, right? She's married to the deceased brother, and then he died. Makes her a suffix Nesua. Zika is Arusa, also suffix Arusa. These are the Vada Arusa. If it makes her for sure a Vada Arusa, that she is considered, just like she's Arusa to the deceased brother, she's considered in the Zika, she's considered Mureset to the Yavam. Modim Eitzil Shemachar is considered as a Gayim. How can we tell agree in our Mishnah that she could sell and it doesn't go back? She can do lachakila. Not the Mishnah says in Ksubos, nafulach shenachas Mishnah Sarsa. This is talking about Mesachas Ksubos, talking about where there's no yibum. It's talking about a husband does an heiress to his wife, and then she gets possession. Beis Shammai omrim timkar. Beis Shammai allows her to sell. Beis Hillel lo timkar elu, and Beis Hillel says she can sell. She's only mireses if she sells whatever is in her possession. It's hers. It's a good sale. But Beis Hillel doesn't allow her to sell, and then Mishnah he allows her to sell. Shami, no, it's weaker over here. Zika Sarusa, Osa Savik Arusa, Osa Savik Arusa. That's the proof. Our Mishnah that Zika Sarusa only makes a Savik Arusa. Zika Nasua, Osa Savik Nasua. How do you know that? These are the Daida of Ali Nasua. If it makes her for sure married to the Yavam Beis Shammai, Omri Yachloku Yorshe Baal Yorshe Ab. How can Beis Shammai say that they split it? The Yorshe Yavam with the Yorshe Ab. Not enough. L'Nachasim Mishni says if Mishnah's Ksubos, if she gets possession of Yerusha from her father's house when she's married. So everyone agrees that it's completely in the rishus of the husband, and he can, even if she sells it, he can take out the sale is canceled. He can take anything back. Therefore, the fact that she gets half, or the Yorshe Av get half, so therefore it only makes a suffix nesua. Amalei Rabba says while they're arguing about the actual possession of the land after death. Lift the guba chayel lepeiros. Why are they arguing? Why is if according to this explanation that the Reisha the Mishnah is talking about when she's alive and the Sefer is talking about after she's dead? Let's say both cases are talking about she's alive, and it's talking about the peiros. The peiros is the fruit. Who eats the fruits? Which is exactly the machlokes of Beis Shammai, right? Beis Hillel says you go after the chazaka. And Beis Shammai says you split it equally, and Beis Hillel says you go after the chazaka, and the chazaka is the peiros are her rishus. Ella Amar Rabba idi the naflak shinasua. Rabba gives a different explanation to resolve our Mishnah. Both the Reisha and the Sefer our Mishnah talking about when she's in Nesua. Zika Nesua also suffering Nesua. Like you're right, it makes her suffering into a Reisha. The Kaima, the Reisha where she is living, Havala Ihivadai Inu Safik. The Reisha where she is living, Havala Ihivadai Inu Safik. She's a Vadai. The Reisha where she's living, Havala Ihivadai Inu Safik. In the Reisha where she's living, so again he's saying when the Reisha talking when she's living, the Sefer talking when she's dying. So Reisha the Kaima Havala Ihivadai Inu Safik. She's living. So therefore, she is in possession, and there are Safek who's coming to the Yavam is trying to take from her. The Ain Safek most of divided. She has complete rishus, her or her father. She would die. Her father would have complete rishus. The Ain Safek most of divided. Say for the Mesa, once she's dead. Halal ban larish, halal ban larish. They have two sets of inheritors coming. You have the inheritor of the Yavam and the inheritor of the father. It's a new din over here. She's not a vadi. She's not a muchsa. And therefore they split. Abaye asked the question, according to Beis Shammai, would he hold, right, that ain't Safik Mosim Devada, that a Safik came Mosim Devada in the Reisha, right, that she gets to sell and it's a complete sale? The house fell on him and his father. On him and people that would inherit him. Right, basically have two people dying, one would inherit the other. When the son, right, he owed a ksuba to a woman, a balchov, he owed money to creditors. So the people that inherit the father, right, that inherit the father say that the son died first, in which case the father would have inherited the son. And the father died. The balchov says, no, first the father died, so therefore all the possessions belong to the son, and then we can take our loan from the son. We don't know who died first. They say you split it. Hillel says no. The Nechasim stay with the Chazaka. They stay in the Yorshay. Ha'av, because they were in his possession, right? It didn't pass over to the inheritor. Nechasim b'chazkasan, because they belong to the father, and even if they were transferred to the son, it's a suffix. They were transferred to the son. It wouldn't help, because even if they transferred to the son, it wasn't literally in the possession of the son yet. It was just potentially in the possession. Here, the inheritors of the father are vada, and the Baal Chov is a suffix. The Kaasi suffix most of the vada, and Beishamai holds that you split it. How could you split it? Somewhere says Kasavri Beishamai Shtar Omed Gabos Gaboy Dami. Beishamai holds that a star that is going to be collected is already like collected. Therefore, they hold that Baal Chov already has a muksak. He's already muksak in the possession of the son who owes him money. So therefore, both of them are muksak. So it's not that he's being motzi from the vadai, from the father. It's like it's like he already is the son, and therefore he's like he has the money of the son already. So therefore, it's a suffix and cholkin. The Gemara continues, and the Gemara says, "Not tamra." How do you know that Beishamai holds shtar only the gabos gaboy dami? Shtar that's waiting to be collected is already like it's collected. It's not. The Mishnah Masech Sota Mesu Baalei Ashlo Shasu, right? A woman is accused of being a Sota. She was Mazana Tachs Baila or not. And then their husband dies before they actually drink the Meham Morim. Beishamai Orim Nodos Ksuvasam. Beishamai says they collect their Ksuv. But Einan Shosos, they don't have to drink. Still, Shosos, they don't know those Ksuvasan. Either they drink and they collect their Ksuva, or they know those Ksuvasan, or they don't take a Ksuva. So the Gemara asks, shows us how could they still hold that a drink? A part of drinking the Meimara is that the man has to bring his wife. If he's dead, he can't bring his wife. The Leika, let me talk. Shows us when Beis Hillel meant to say is because they can't drink, they don't take the ksuva. Hacha the safik who safik zanai safik lo zana. It's a question about whether she was mizana or not. Because he's safik mozim nevadai. She, according to Beishamai, is collecting her ksuva. How could she collect her ksuva? Right, the husband is muchsak. It's in his possession, the ksuba. And how could he be motzim in the vada? It must be a ksuba is a shtar, type of shtar. It's like the woman already collected it, so therefore it's in her possession. He's not muchsak, and therefore it's not suffik. It's just a one suffix. Suffik zanai, suffik lo zanai. If she was mizana, she doesn't get the ksuba. If she's not mizana, she will get the ksuba. So therefore, she is govet. Abaye. Losva meha. In fact, she's actually the muksak, so therefore she gets a ksuba. Abaye losva meha. Why did Abaye bring his question from the question of sota? Why did he bring his question over there from the case of Nafal Abayis Allah Ba'aviv? Whether Beishamai held his vas tofik motzim vadai. So the Gemara says Dilma ksuva is isha shiny mishumchina. There's more reason to say that a shtar a ksuva is only lagavos kagavidam is already collected because Chazal dictated that it should be structured in a way so that it should give chen to a woman. It should give grace to a woman. Meaning the wealthier a woman is, or the smarter a woman is, it'll give her more grace. And people want to marry her more. Even though the Gemara says in other places that women might get married more than men, but it's appeasing to a man. It's appealing to a man when a woman has money or a woman is has a career or a woman is smart. That's an attraction. It gives her grace. So the Gemara says, "Velosva ksuva demasni, velosva ksuva demasnisin." Why didn't he ask from ksuva in our Mishnah? So the Gemara says, "Lo pligi." They don't argue. Velo. Is it true they don't argue? Beishamai says you split it evenly. Beishamai says you go with the chazaka, the previous chazaka. So you see what? The Beishamai splits. Beishamai doesn't argue on Beis Hillel. We see they do argue on Beis Hillel. So the Gemara rephrases the Mishnah. What she does, what do you do with her ksuva? The ksuva, which is written in the document, that the Mishnah doesn't talk about. The they only argue about nichsei melug. By nichsei melug, that's why Beis Hillel says you go with the chazaka. The chazaka is with the isha, and Beishamai says you split it evenly. With the ksuva, everyone agrees Right? That's a vada. Ain't suffix motzi midei vada. It was a vada yorshei abal, so therefore it's not motzi. Amar Rashi ma'asis namidaik. Our Mishnah lends proof to that. The Ketana yachloku yorshei abal and yorshei av, v'lo Ketana yorshei av and yorshei abal. You see, the muchzak is the father, her family. Yorshei av split with yorshei abal, not yorshei av split. V'lo Ketana yorshei av yorshei abal. Not that the muchzak is the baal. The muchzak is really the father. Hope you enjoyed today's shir. See you in Yud Ben. See you coming up right now.